Alright guys, welcome to my final mock draft of the 2024 draft season, I guess you could say, for the NFL. I'm excited to get into it. On the left here is my first mock I did. So let's just go ahead and get into this one. I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. So at number 1, Caleb Williams. We're not going to complicate it. There's no reason to whatsoever. At number 2, we're going to go Drake May. I would prefer him to the Patriots, but I think the Commanders should take him. I think that that's where I just think that that's the better pick for them. I think that that is what they should do. I think he could develop maybe a little better on the Patriots, but at this point, their team's not too much better than the Commanders either. So we'll go Drake May to the Commanders at 2. At number 3, I think the pick should still be Jaden Daniels for the Patriots. I don't really see um I could see. I did like I don't remember who said it. Um they were talking about how would you rather have Marvin Harrison in Phoenix or Jaden Daniels and like Troy Franklin. And I think that that is a good analogy, but when you put it into what's more important, having that good quarterback and that all right receiver, or having that all right quarterback and that good receiver, I think that really that kind of splits it up and makes you think a little differently about it. And I will say I never really bought into the Patriots or Commanders trading down. I know that a lot of people were kind of talking about it. I did originally buy into Cardinals trading down, but let's just not worry about that because that's not what's going to happen in this draft. But I just didn't really care for the Commanders or Patriots to trade down like everyone said. But at number 4, we're going to have the Cardinals take Marvin Harrison Jr. I know that this is a spot where people want the Cardinals to trade down and the Vikings to trade up. I did that in my original mock. Kind of I did buy into the McCarthy hype for some reason, but this is what I'm doing now. So I don't think that the Vikings should trade up this far because they might have to give up a little extra, even though the Cardinals already have a late first round pick. So I think you go ahead and you take quality over quantity here, even though there are still quality guys down the board in the middle and in the late first round of this draft. But at 5 here, we're gonna go Joe Alt to the Chargers, and I think that that's the right pick for them because they're gonna rather build a running identity. If Marv is there, you go Marv. But I mean Neighbors is closer to Harrison Jr. than he is to Roma Dunes, but I still just think that it's enough of a talent drop off that you go Joe Alt here instead. And now I think this puts the Giants in a pickle here. Everyone is sitting there banging the table, bang, 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 for a quarterback to the Giants. And I'm not a fan of that whatsoever. Especially this high. You guys will see in my draft predictions video coming out a little before the draft tomorrow some other thoughts I have, but I just don't think they should go quarterback, especially this high. Obviously, people will say McCarthy here is a dream, but I just don't think so. I don't think it's right to go with McCarthy here. So instead, I am gonna have them go Malik Neighbors. I think that that's the right pick for the Giants. But here at Tennessee, this is where you're kind of stuck. Fashanu is still a very good tackle, and Titans are not going to take quarterback in this class. I've seen some people say, could the Titans take QB top 7? It's just ridiculous. I don't see it myself. If I'm the Titans, I'm not taking quarterback. I think that's starting to get overblown. Will Levis showed a lot of promise his first year, so I just don't really know why the Titans should go quarterback in the top 3 rounds. But let's settle down a little bit. So Tennessee here, I think that this is going to be a trade down territory, except, the Vikings pick at 11. They're just sitting 4 or 5 picks away. They could sit here and try to wait for McCarthy to fall, but I don't think so. Let's go over a quick scenario. If Drake May, he won't, falls outside of here, I think the Vikings trade up to 4. but because May is taken, they don't trade up to 4. I think that they might wait to trade up to 7 with the Titans. That's what we'll do in this mock, and we'll just throw something together. Let's just go with like this. That's not a bad package. All right, it was a bad package apparently, but anyway, I just think that it makes more sense for the Vikings not to trade up to 4 for McCarthy. I think whoever does is going to be a little silly, and that's a bit of a reach. I'm trying to see what I can do to get this trade done. But I just think that it's a reach to take McCarthy so early. I don't think it's necessary. I'll probably do another video here soon. Actually, I will. I have it written out a little bit on why did McCarthy jump so high. I don't know why he did, but that's what I'm trying to look into and see why he did. But I just don't think McCarthy should go top 4, and I'm kind of rambling because I'm just trying to hurry up and get this done. All right, I finally got the trade done. I traded away every single draft pick from the Vikings next year because I still wanted the Vikings to hold on to the 23rd pick because I think when you're jumping 4 spots, you're not going to have to give it up. But at 7 here, McCarthy will go. I think that the Vikings need QB. I don't think you wait around for Bo Nix, even though I think Bo Nix probably going to be better than McCarthy. But let's get back to the draft here. Now this is a bit of a scenario here too, where you could take receiver here if you're the Falcons. Adunes is on the board. I had them in my first draft. I think I took edge here, Dallas Turner. But I think that you're not going QB. I think that I saw a mock draft by actually, I think it was on an article, but they had the Falcons take Penix Jr. here at 8, and that's just absolutely ridiculous. That's so just stupid, right? I'm not gonna say too much now, but I just think that that's absolutely ridiculous there, and I just don't really know why people want to reach on so many guys that shouldn't be reached on. Now, I think you know who you're not picking here. You're not taking Bowers. You could look at corner here, but even though I've just kind of rambled here, I'm still going to have them take edge rusher. I think that through the offseason, they bolstered up their offense, and through the draft, they're going to make their defense stronger. Now, the Bears already took Caleb here. I didn't have them do something stupid like take Jaden Daniels. Like, it's mock, it's, draft season, so people say ridiculous stuff. But the Bears here, I don't think you're going to go tackle. It's a little high for center. You could look at the defensive side. You could go, I think it's a little high for Johnny Newton or Byron Murphy. So just looking here, I think you probably go with Dunes, but you have Mike Williams and DJ Moore. So we're going to go back-to-back edge picks here, and I am going to have the Bears take Jared Verse. I think he'll be better now than Latu will be now, but I think in 3 years, Latu has the potential to be better than Verse. But we're going to have the Bears go edge at 9. Sorry there, but the Jets here at 10 now. I've seen some people say they could trade back, but we're going to go Bowers here. I think that's the right pick. You really don't have a good tight end, and I think you're just going to try to let your O-line, their O-line isn't bad. They have a couple young guys. You're going to hope that they can piece it together here, and you're going to go Brock at Bowers to get another target because you're kind of struggling in that category. But I think that here at 11, you go Fashanu here. I think that the Titans miss out on Alt, and instead of taking Fashanu at 7, they acquire a bit of capital and get to trade down to 11. And you still get a good offensive tackle. Now, at 12 here, I think that this is going to be trade down territory here for the Broncos. And I could see the Chiefs trading up with the Broncos here because they need corner really bad. But I don't know which maybe not really bad. They did lose out on Snead, but they still do have Trent McDuffie, as far as I'm concerned. I hope I'm not wrong there. But here, I think the Broncos are actually going to be willing to trade down here if the Eagles. Apparently, there's been legitimate rumors about the Eagles trading up from actual sources, not just random BS sources. But we're going to have the Broncos go up here with the Eagles. And we're also going to acquire a second round pick, hopefully. Okay, so I got the trade done. Broncos do acquire a second with giving up a third next year and a first this year. This is only a round one mock, so it's not really going to matter. But the Eagles trading up now, I think there's a couple positions the Eagles could go here, but I think corner is going to make the most sense for them. You jump over top the Raiders, so you're still going to be able to get a solid corner here. You're going to go Terrion Arnold here from Alabama over Quinyon Mitchell. Maybe a little hot take there, but I think Arnold will go first. Now, at 13, the Raiders will still get Quinyon Mitchell. So, just like the last draft. Now, I think that it is time to move on from, forgot his name, Penning, the Saints right tackle. And I think that you are going to go offensive tackle here. And I think you're going to go Fuaga out of Oregon State. So just, trying to revamp that O-line a little bit and bolster it back up. And here the Colts, they're going to go, Roma Dunes is still on the board. And I really did forget about that. So I might have messed up a little bit here. But Roma Dunes is going to fall all the way down. But I don't think any of these teams, maybe the Titans, I don't think any of these teams would be desperate to take receiver right in this area. So I think that is fine that O'Dunes fell. So, but Colts are going to snag O'Dunes at 15. And that's going to be great pickup for them. And here at 16, I think the right move is still for the Seahawks to get an offensive guard or center even. And here we are going to go with Graham Barton out of Duke once again. I think that, which it has him listed as center here, but I think he played more guard and tackle in college. So a little odd there, but Seahawks will take Graham Barton there to be their left guard. And now the Jags here, they're going to go, so they have Christian Kirk. They have Gabriel Davis now, I believe. I want to say there's one more guy they have, but they don't have like a true one guy here. So we're going to go Brian Thomas Jr. here to be the X receiver for the Jaguars. And I think that that's the right move. Although they do have solid guys there now, they could try to build elsewhere. I think that that's what the Jaguars should do. Maybe they have a couple other positions of need. Maybe try to bolster up the O-line, but their O-line's not too bad anymore. But at number 18 here, the Bengals are going to be picking. Their offensive line's gotten a little bit better, but it's still not the best. I don't think you're going to want to go receiver here at this point. So I think that you're kind of stuck. I don't think that there's anyone that's truly going to want to trade up. I think that if O'Dunes did fall all the way here, the Chargers could have. But I just think that here we're going to look at, whoops, did not mean to do that. Here we're going to look at the Bengals taking a defensive tackle, and they're going to go, they should go D-line here. I think that their edges are good enough. They have their one edge rusher, Sam Hubbard's still with them, and I think there's another guy blanking on his name. I don't know why I keep blanking on names, but so we're going to go interior here, and they are going to take Johnny Newton there, and I think that that is the right pick for them to go interior D-line instead of going for a guy on the edge like a lot of people talk about. And I think that Latu will go to the Rams here at number 19. Once again, just that's the correct pick for them. Now here at number 20, the Steelers are going to want to take tackle. I don't know if you're going to want to go Powers Johnson yet. But I think that they will take Fatuanu here, or Fatanu here. And I think that just their Steelers O line is a bit worse than it has been in past years, and I think that this automatically makes it better. And the Chargers did lose out, or not the Chargers, the Dolphins did lose out on Mike Hunt. Not Mike Hunt, Robert Hunt. I did not mean to say that. But the the Dolphins did lose out on Robert Hunt here. And I think that the right move here is going to go to get Jackson Powers Johnson out of Oregon to play guard. He played a bit of center and guard in Oregon, but the Dolphins will draft him as a guard. Now at pick 22, Broncos fans have been waiting for it. The Broncos are going to take Bo Nix here. I think that that's the right pick for them. And now at 23, the Vikings do get to keep this pick, and they don't send it in a trade all the way up to 4 for McCarthy. But the Vikings will keep this pick, and the Vikings will take... They will take who? They will take a corner here. Maybe. Let's go back to all. They will take... it's just, you're kind of stuck here. Like, the Vikings aren't a bad team, but they do have to improve some spots. So, where will they pick here? You could go Cooper DeJean. He's a solid corner. Can play. People just want to move DeJean around a lot. He can really play anywhere in the secondary. Safety, corner, nickel corner, slot guy. But I think here you've got QB. You could go O-line here, but I don't think you need tackle quite yet. I think that you are going to take the risk on Byron Murphy here, even with the problems he's had off the field coming up to the draft. I think that you do go Byron Murphy here at 23. Now the Cowboys at 24, they need a lot, but they especially need tackle. And they're going to go J.C. Latham here out of Alabama over Mims. So I think that at 25 here, Cooper DeJean's still on the board. I think that this is where he's going to be taken and he'll go to the Packers. At 26 coming up, Buccaneers are fine at tackle, but they do need edge, so they will go Chop Robinson. I think that that's the right pick there. At 27 here now, Cardinals picking again. They took Marvin Harrison Jr. earlier. And I think that this is where you're going to want to go. You could go with another receiver, but I think that edge is probably going to make the most sense here, except there's just not a lot of guys left. So you're going to want to go with Nate Wiggins here out of Clemson just to help bolster up that secondary. The Bills do need receiver, and this is where Adonai Mitchell will go at 28 here to the Bills. I could even see this pick being Keon Coleman, but we're going to go with Mitchell to the Bills at 28. And now at 29, the Lions pick, and the Lions do not need a lot, so it's just hard to kind of see what they need. They could go McKinstry, except I think that secondary is just good enough where you don't take a guy quite yet. They don't need tackle. I don't think they need QB. Some people might. I've seen some mocks with them taking QB, but we're not going to do that here. And I think that the pick will actually be Xavier Worthy. Obviously, you have Amonra, you have Jameson Williams, but you're just going to try to get another guy there to come play for the Lions and play for your team to be a true number 2 receiver. I think that Jameson Williams can still offer that, but it's starting to get a little close, so maybe the Lions wait till next year to take receiver. But we're going to go with Xavier Worthy here. That pick could also be a Keon Coleman. And at 30, though, the Ravens, they're going to be the ones to take Keon Coleman. And the Niners up next, they did lose their great offensive tackle. Okay, so the Niners did not lose Trent Williams, but I think they lost their right tackle. So the Niners are going to take Marius Mims. But the Chiefs are out of receivers here. So I think that the pick has to be corner. You still Trent McDuffie, but you did lose Snead. So they're going to go Kool-Aid McKinstry here at 32. And that's it for this mock draft. Sorry that I was a little frizzled here. I don't know if that's the right word, but made a couple mistakes here and there. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. Comment what you guys think who will be taken below.